Hi guys, I just wanted to do this short video to give you a little bit more insight into how to embed a quotation within your essays. Now, I'm sure you've heard your teachers use that word in the past. Make sure you embed your quotations. It basically means to, as you can tell by these two pigeons here, to fix or ingrain something within something else. By watching this video, hopefully I can highlight how that translates to English, to ingrain that quotation within, in this case, a sentence, within a paragraph, within an essay, so on and so forth. And hopefully this will help you learn how to do it and how to make your essays read a lot better in the future. So firstly, let's look at an example of some non-embedded quotes, okay? These are the things that you might have been doing in the past. You might have been taught this way a long time ago as to how to include a quotation in your essay. Now, I've got two examples here. The first one is just a quotation in a sentence of its own. It's got a full stop after the word manly, then a quotation, then a full stop after it. And then obviously this person's going to go on and explain what it shows. And in our second example, this person's done a little bit better. They've tried to kind of introduce the quotation where they've put, "we can tell this from the quote." But neither of these are embedded and they kind of look a little bit forced. Ideally, we want to move away from this to embed our quotations within our paragraphs. Now, this is an example of an embedded quotation. In Act 1, she asked the spirits to unsex me here. Now, you'll notice that neither of these quotations are introduced in the same way they were before, e.g. by saying this quotation shows or having it in its own sentence. I've changed the way I've phrased my sentence so that I can just run straight through into the quotations. Okay? It sounds nicer, it looks neater, it's much better. Now, the reason we do this is because it sounds better. It looks more professional. Now, I'm sure you've been told in the past about exam register. You'll notice that as I've written this paragraph, I've changed the vocabulary slightly, made it look better. It reads an awful lot better than that first paragraph, or the first half paragraph, I should say, I wrote for that non-embedded quotation slide. Just to give you a final example, I've used a quotation from an inspector calls here. Now, my class will know that I despise it when people say he uses the quotation. A quotation is not a tool, it's not a knife or a fork, you don't use it. Okay? It doesn't work like that. Now, that's why I've kind of written that in that first example. I want to show you what not to do. Okay, in an inspector calls, the inspector is a socialist, like the writer of the play. He uses the quotation via blood and anguish. This quotation suggests. Essays, although there are certain things you need to do, e.g. hit the assessment objectives, they're not formulaic. You need to have your own kind of individual flair when you do that. Now, you look at that second example I've given. In his final speech, he warns the family that if society does not change, it will be taught in, here's our embedded quotation, fire, blood and anguish, almost acting as a warning to them. Okay? Again, that quotation is put seamlessly in the middle of that sentence, reads very well, reads very naturally. This is what you should be doing for all of your quotations. I hope this short video was helpful for you in teaching you how to embed a quotation properly. If you do have any struggles or you would like to check anything, please feel free to email any of your subject teachers. We're here to help.